This is the terrifying story of the Cannibal family that haunted America. Deep within the dense forests of the United States, legends speak of a family that lived completely isolated from society. They were rumored to hunt travelers, dragging them into the dark woods, and then consuming their flesh to survive. Locals whispered about missing hikers, strange howls at night, and the smell of something rotting in the trees. Hikers recounted strange howls that rent the night air, sending chills down their spines. They argued that the isolated family, driven by their dark desires, had claimed many victims. Their bodies never recovered, their fates a haunting mystery. The question that echoed through the small towns near the forest was whether the Cannibal family was a figment of overactive imaginations or a grim reality lurking in the shadows of their communities. It was a region steeped in folklore and local legends, where the boundaries between reality and myth were often blurred. Within this enigmatic area, nestled amidst the dense foliage and towering trees, lay an old abandoned house. Some say the family consisted of over 40 members, a large clan living and hunting together in the heart of the wilderness. The isolation of the Appalachian Mountains made it easy for the family to hide, their presence known only through the sporadic sightings of the locals. Over the years, tales emerged of hikers and woodcutters who ventured into the forest and never returned. Some say these individuals were the unfortunate victims of the Sonny Beast, lured into the woods and then sacrificed in the most horrific manner. Others claim it was a smaller group, a handful of individuals who were just as vicious and depraved. Their route, the Hastings Cutoff, promised a quicker passage to their destination, but soon turned into a nightmare. The group became trapped in the Sierra Nevada snow, their wagons stuck in the thick, heavy snowdrifts. But as the days passed and hope began to dwindle, they turned to an even more horrifying means of survival: cannibalism. The tragic tale tells of a desperate act born out of sheer will to live. And if you want to support us, then please consider supporting us. People who had once shared a common goal and camaraderie now found themselves resorting to eating their companions who had passed away in the unforgiving wilderness. The line between predator and prey blurred, and the human cost of survival became all too real. Days turned into weeks, and with dwindling food supplies, the situation grew increasingly desperate. The isolated location of the family's home meant that their activities were hidden from view, their deeds known only to the terrified locals who tried to warn others about the dangers that lurked in the shadows of the forest. With starvation looming as an imminent threat, the group made the agonizing decision to abandon their wagons and trek on foot to a nearby settlement. But the journey was arduous, and the harsh winter conditions made survival a daily struggle. As their physical condition deteriorated, so did their mental state. The relentless cold and hunger took a toll on their sanity, pushing them to the brink. Yet despite the fear, some were still drawn to the mystery. Adventurers and curious souls ventured into the wilderness, seeking to uncover the truth behind the Sonny Beast. Those who had survived the ordeal were now skeletal figures, their skin stretched taut over their bones, a testament to the horrors they had endured. Of the 87 members of the Donner Party, only 48 emerged from the ordeal alive, forever marked by the trauma of their experience. The story serves as a haunting reminder of the extremes to which the human body and mind can endure, as well as the lengths to which people will go to stay alive. However, none ever returned to share their findings, leaving the legend to grow even more in the telling. What is certain is that their existence was marked by brutality and darkness. Or was it a tale concocted by fearful minds, a story used to keep people away from the dangerous wilderness? The truth, as elusive as the family itself, remains hidden to this day. It stood as a silent sentinel, bearing witness to the generations that had come and gone. And it was here, in this secluded dwelling, that a terrifying tale unfolded. As the years passed, the legend only grew, becoming a chilling part of the local folklore. The thought of such horror existing so close to civilization was unsettling, and yet the mystery persisted, fueled by the fear and fascination of those who had heard the tale. One such tale is that of the Donner Party, a group of American pioneers who embarked on a journey to California in the mid-1800s. Their story is a harrowing account of survival gone awry, of desperation leading to unthinkable acts. And then there was the stench, a nauseating odor of decay that seemed to emanate from the very trees themselves, hinting at a sinister secret hidden within their bark. The truth, like the family itself, remained elusive, hidden deep within the dark and tangled heart of the forest. The most disturbing accounts, however, spoke of missing persons. Individuals who had embarked on hikes in the area and simply vanished without a trace.
Oh no!
They were said to be of a different breed, a family of cannibals who preyed on unsuspecting travelers and then consumed their flesh. The mere mention of their name sent shivers down the spines of those who knew their gruesome reputation. Known as the Sonny Beast, this family was said to have lived a life far removed from the norms of society. They shunned all human contact, choosing instead to live in the shadows of the mountains. Their existence was a secret, hidden from the prying eyes of the outside world, until their horrific deeds came to light. Some whispered that these disappearances were no accident, that they were the work of the elusive family lurking in the shadows. Their victims lured into the dark woods, never to be seen again. Some say it was only a myth. Others believe the family was real and that dozens of people disappeared, never to be found again. Was it a tale to keep people away from the dark woods, or a chilling truth hidden deep within America's forests? For generations, stories have echoed through the timberlands of the Allegheny Mountains, weaving a tale of terror that has both fascinated and horrified those who have heard it. The heart of the story lies in an isolated cabin shrouded in mystery, said to be nestled deep within these woods. This secluded dwelling was allegedly the home of a family living in the shadows, shunning all contact with the outside world. Their existence, a stark contrast to the modern conveniences and societal norms of today, was one of complete isolation and self-sufficiency. But their means of survival was where the horror lay. Rumors swirled that this family resorted to cannibalism, driven by desperation and perhaps madness, preying on unsuspecting travelers who dared to venture too close to their secluded abode. Adding to the macabre narrative, locals spoke of unsettling sights and sounds that lingered around the cabin. While some dismissed these tales as mere campfire stories designed to scare and thrill, others clung to the belief that there was truth behind the terrifying legend. Was the family merely a product of an isolated community's fears, a way to keep people out of the dangerous woods, or did they really exist, preying on the unwary and hiding their crimes within the dense trees? In the isolated and rugged terrain of the Appalachian Mountains, there was a place known as the backcountry. Rumors swirled about the house, whispers carried on the wind that spoke of a family residing within its dilapidated walls. These weren't ordinary people, as stories often do. The tale of the Sonny Beast has multiple versions, each adding its own layer of horror to the legend. In a time when the wilderness was a more perilous place, travelers often found themselves at the mercy of wild animals and unforgiving terrain. As the legend grew, so did the fear. Stories spoke of blood-chilling screams echoing through the night, followed by an eerie silence that was even more unsettling. Was there really a family living deep in the heart of the mountains, preying on travelers and indulging in the most gruesome of practices? Within the annals of history, there are chilling tales that stand out, stories so horrifying they seem ripped from the pages of a nightmare. As the story goes, the Donner Party, led by George and Jacob Donner, set out from Illinois, dreaming of a new life in the fertile valleys of California. It was at this point that the unthinkable began to take shape. In a last-ditch effort to survive, some members of the party resorted to eating the dogs that accompanied them, a grim necessity that offered a temporary respite from the gnawing hunger. After enduring unimaginable hardships, some members of the Donner Party did eventually reach a ranch, only to find themselves welcomed by a grim sight. If you want to hear another terrifying story, then check out the next video.